I'm James, one of the partners here, leading a tour. There will be a lunch and learn today for the staff, which we'll probably still do over in that corner. And then I don't remember what else I'm doing. When I grow up, I want to be a professional hockey player. For those who know Ted and Keely, you can ask how that's going. The second interview is you sit down and you do work with people. So you might be a programmer who only knows C#. You come in, you're going to code Java on a project with a pair partner. The question is the same as the first interview. Can you make your partner look good in a project you've never heard of? Possibly a language you haven't worked on. How can you add value today? Can you ask good questions? If you're the brand new programmer, I'd immediately slide the keyboard over in front of you. You're like, I've been here 2 minutes. Yep, that's nice. You're like, what do I do? Perfect. Okay, so you're going to click here, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. So and now it almost becomes a mechanical learning exercise, right? But by the third time that we're running the software in an environment you've never done it before, you're probably figuring out where the run is. I don't have to say, go over this menu, this. Okay, it's running. Let's go check the test. And the simple question is, are you making your partner look good? Are you able to learn stuff on the fly? Maggie comes full-time to work. We didn't have a mother's room. We had a rocking chair in the corner with a screen. Right? We didn't even have a bassinet. I brought in a bassinet. And the bassinet was out in there in the middle of the room. It wasn't off in some separate place. But if the baby's not taking a nap, the baby is almost always sitting in the pod with somebody. You got a pair partner. You're typing, they hold the baby. You pass the baby back and forth. The team works harder, in my impression, when there's a baby. Really? Clients behave much better in a meeting when there's a baby. If you go to an Agile conference and you talk about stand-up meeting or team size, you will hear people tell me, I will go present on what we do. And people come and say, you can't do that. It only works up to 8 people. If you get bigger than 8 people, it'll take hours. And I'll be like, no, I just told you we do this every day. We could have 85, 100 people. It will take 13 minutes.
I'm Katrin, and I'm working on Dragonfly Persona Battles.
I'm Jeff. We are Argos developers.
I'm Corey.
I'm Nick.
We are Wilmot developers. We are Team Cadbury Cream, and we are updating the code to reflect error messages.
And it is the job of our client to go say, I want this, I want it done in this week. I want this, I want it done in this week. They have to, as part of show and tell, move these on this. If they say, I really want this done and set it here, it will not get done. I don't get them to participate, then I'm making up stuff about their model. I don't know flow cytometry. I don't know flow cytometrists. Our IHCAs go study it. I don't know the market. I need their expertise. Right. It's a partnership, which is why everybody stands around for planning. So this is 2 people working for a week. So you and your partner. Right. So you'll probably have the same partner for a week typically. Right? 100 hours. We average about $125 an hour for billing. Let's make that 100. This is a $10,000 sheet. If I do bigger chunks than 32 hours, my mistakes get bigger than $10,000 a mistake. Not interesting. Bigger projects, more cards.
Like in that example in wedding.com, there are way more story cards than there's budget for or time to play. If we think of something to do with the project, we will write a story card for it. Sometimes clients will be very explicit about the priority in terms of how they lay it out on the sheets.
Oh, really?
Others, not so much. When I watch Leo play the cards, it's interesting to watch him. He lays them out as though he's laying them out on the board.
This was a design that Snap-on requested of us. So we went and we observed these folks, and we literally watched how they worked and what they did with this machine so that we knew how did we want the software to work. The very center one is who your primary persona is. It's who you're going to focus your project on. The outside, or I'm sorry, the secondary one is called the secondary. You're allowed 2 people. And the third is called tertiary, and you're allowed up to 3.
So it sounds like you're mapping with your client?
Yep. We try to step back and just observe them. We don't give a lot of input. A lot of times they'll look at us and be like, is this right? Is this good? And we'll say, it's totally up to you. You guys need to make the decision.
Toby here, who's at the bottom, was the supervisor. He's on the tertiary ring. Initially in this conversation, Toby wanted to be the primary persona. And we asked Toby, when's the last time you used this machine? He said, well, I don't use that machine, I just supervise the people that use that machine. And we said, well, then we're not building it for you, we're building it for the people who are going to use it. So sometimes we're having to sit back and observe and help coach people through. We're trying to get to the end user.
God, how did you decide these colors? Well, if you're not actually associated with the project and you're not the primary persona, of course it doesn't make any sense. On the other hand, these actually match all the sticky notes and colored tabs that are on the folders in their filing system.
Interesting.
These make perfect sense to the users. This is the persona. So in this particular, for this client, all we did was we did the design work and delivered this to their development team, and they used these to build the software. So we had these and story cards.
And there's no annotations on these. There's just
That's it. This and the story cards.
So what if there's a question on, like,
they can call us.
The behavior, they just call. Okay.
Right? But the story cards typically describe that. So a story card says on the following screen,
Oh, the
add
story
this particular
card.
feature.
Okay,
All those story cards. So I get those story cards in this.
No spec documents, no wireframe decks.
Right? For some of our clients, they have us do the software development ever after. Some clients, we help build it, and then they take it over. Right? In those cases, what we prefer to do for a handoff is we bring some of their developers in for a couple weeks and work with us. This client comes in every Tuesday for show and tell. Other projects are on a different cycle, although that's Wednesday and Tuesday. It's based on when the client's available. My opportunity to meet with a client is greatly increased if I pick a day that they're available. It's a crazy idea. Rather than do it for my convenience, we do it around theirs. Right? If you look at all the dots, yellow means that's what they're working on. Orange means they think they're done. Somebody else needs to double check it on another machine, or right need a second set of eyes, they should get a green dot. This is a half green dot because they want both the designers and QA to look at it for about 5, 10, 20 minutes. It doesn't guarantee it's done, but it's amazing how another pair of eyes looking at it really reveals you were just tired moving that pixel, so you're still a pixel off and you gotta go do it. Right? Red means we're stuck, there's a problem. Green means we're done. This is the red line that you see in Microsoft Project. If you ever open a Microsoft Project, there's a red line. That's today. At the end of today, this string will move down. And these cards are laid out physically as if, so everything, our prediction was based on the estimates, which are the numbers in the upper right corner, everything above this string would be a green dot by now.
By the end of the day.
Yep.
Yes. technologic. Buy it, use it, break it, fix it, trash it, change it, mail, upgrade it, charge it, point it, zoom it, press it, snap it, work it, quick erase it, write it, cut it, paste it, save it, load it, check it, quick rewrite it, plug it, play it, burn it, rip it, drag it, drop it, zip and zip it, lock it, fill it, call it, find it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, cross it, crack it, switch, update it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, scan it, send it, fax, rename it, touch it, bang it, pay it, watch it, turn it, leave it, stop, format it, buy it, use it, break it, fix it, trash it, change it, mail, upgrade it, charge it, point it, press it, snap it, work it, quick